Good morning, this is Javier Baez. We're gonna do the video update for Friday, April 5th. Market is closing in roughly 2 hours and 30 minutes. First, let's start with the disclaimer. Trading is risky. We're not responsible for losses, option assignments, substantial loss of capital, option exercise, margin call, Fed calls. We have no responsibility whatsoever in any financial decision you make. The following video is for educational purposes only, based on indicators that we have programmed, which we use as guidelines for our own trading. Please consult with a financial advisor if you're unaware of the risks, rules, obligations of trading stocks, commodities, and options. With that out of the way, we start today with a good number. Here's the U.S. unemployment rate, and we can see how it remains low at 3.8%. These report came today at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. This is why today it's somehow of a bullish day, even though it's Friday and a lot of people like to sell stocks on Friday. If we check the SPY today, the increases haven't been as much as I thought. There was a bounce on pre-market, and this is what we've been seeing this week. A lot of changes during pre-market hours, which is pretty bad for option trading because this is where you lose money right here because you're not even awake. It's 1 a.m., it's 3 a.m. You cannot do anything. Options don't trade until the bell rings, and then they stop trading after the bell closes. So this is why it's been really constant this week. A lot of activity in pre-market hours. We see here there's a big gap, then there's another gap, and then there's a huge gap yesterday. So this is, I guess, the report. So if we go to the intraday chart, we see that there was a huge jump at 1 a.m. and here we see the report 5:30 a.m. This is Pacific time. So we see that it jumped 0.20%, and then right now I think it's just getting into. It's been difficult to trade without much movement during the day. A lot of moving is in the pre-market hours. So unless you're awake at those hours, and there's not a lot of volume, as you can see. So this market is moving a lot during pre-market hours. With that out of the way, we have $775 this week so far. Lyft keeps being our sole loser of this week. I'm gonna lose more money in Lyft. I think maybe $35. Here's our Lyft shares. I don't have a lot, but anyway, right now we have approximately $432 in options that we're selling. All of these options expire today, and then if we check the one option that we could close today, it's the Tesla option. Tesla has $45 in gains. I sold it for $56, so we could try closing it. But sometimes when you want to close options, you can because there's not enough volume. So selling these puts are gonna be pretty impossible. So the only thing we could do is maybe try to sell the call. But I don't necessarily want to do that because the risk is pretty low, and then I also have to pay commissions, and it's just not, I'm not gaining anything. I might as well just wait for 2 hours and a half, and then this is gonna expire worthless. The other one that I'm gonna check the trades that I did today. Here are the trades that I did today. So we're gonna see which ones were executed. So the transactions that were executed were today. We closed the iron condor that we were checking yesterday. So here we had a good profit on here on Amazon. I'm sorry, it's this guy here. So we closed an iron condor this morning. So this was done automatically at as you can see, as soon as the market opens, 9:30 a.m. And the reason why I closed these two iron condors, and I think it's important when you're selling options, if you know that there's an event that could, like this event right now, the unemployment rate, which was a a good result, and then you can see in the SPY that there was a good jump in the market. So if you see those things like that, it's important that you understand that the market could go up a lot more, and then you can lose a lot of money. So that's the reason why just to be cautious, like I've explained many times, how you can lose a lot of money with options. So I sold these two options. I made money in both of them. So if we check our gains, we made money on Google, not a lot. I could have made $40 more, but it wasn't worth the risk. And right now, another option that we sold, if we check the options that were executed, we also sold four more iron condors, and we did this before 10 a.m. California time, so 12:15, and this other one was done around 12:39. So right now we have on the $432 and on options that we're still hoping they expire. I have a lot of alarms here, which I've recommended putting alarms for just in case things go south. Right now with the Elliott indicators, it's predicting a high of $280.17. Right now Tesla, it's the closing value for Tesla, it's $275. So the Elliott indicator is predicting that it could jump 10 points more. I think that's possible. 280, yeah, I think it could go up to here. That's what the Elliott, and then if we see on the intraday, again, we have different indicators with the Elliott zigzag and the Elliott indicators, which show that there's a lot of, it's a battle between the bulls and the bears. Tesla, it's a little bit of a mess right now because people still believe in the company, but the CEO, Elon Musk, is a little bit of a loose cannon, if you will. So that's why we see here, like, it's a lot of indecision, a lot of selling, a lot of like buying. There was a big run in the morning, but it kind of ended, and now since then it's just been having very little movement. There's a lot of selling in the volume profile. So I would guess the Elliott oscillator is right. Just because we use indicators doesn't mean that you have to do your own analysis. I believe it's not going to go up to 282. At that point, we will lose money. So if you see, it's kind of, it's growing a little bit, but it's running out of time. So I wouldn't worry too much about Tesla right now. I do have alarms in case it starts to crawl. But this is what we should do at option sellers. At some point, you have to decide if you keep the option and you keep running the risk. Just to put it in perspective, Tesla, we could lose $600, $948 if it goes up to $292. So I think selling options is not like selling stocks. Like, you could lose a lot more than what you are risking. So this is all about risk management. This is why we have so many indicators and so many alarms, because if you manage the risk, that's how you make money in options. Option selling is all about managing risk. Right now, I just got an alert on Tesla. It's pretty much in that same 275 range. The alarm has been sounding on and off since for the last hour, so it's been there. Now, if we go to the other trade that we're doing, Amazon, the Elliott oscillator, the Elliott forecast, sorry, this doesn't depend on the Elliott oscillator. Elliott is forecasting a high of $1,839. Now, this is the point where we would lose money, $1,847. So we still have maybe $8 left in the tank with 2 hours and 30 minutes. I'm not sure if Amazon can make a climb. It's still climbing, which is kind of scary, but this is the part where it's all about managing risk. I believe Amazon, the Elliott indicator, you see a lot of green here, so this is actually not not good. It could end up, there's a lot of buying still here, according to the volume profile. So what I'm going to do with Amazon, I'm just going to put another alarm, because I just really need to sell this if I do not want to get assigned 100 shares of Amazon, plus I'm selling 2 iron condors, so that'd be 200 shares of Amazon. So that'll be a complete disaster. So I'm gonna create another alarm. Just to make sure, I want to explain you how I do alarms and how you prevent from, how essentially you protect yourself from losses when you're dealing with options. So I'm gonna draw an array, what's called array, and then this array would help me. This array will help me know if there's any issue. With Amazon, you keep scrolling, so I think this is the point where I would probably sell this. Okay, so I'm going to do, we can change this now just a little wider, and then I'm going to do an alarm every 2 minutes. It's going to expire today at 1:15 p.m. and it's going to alert me if it crosses $1,839.69. So this alarm will expire today. And then we can see all the alarms here. So this is the part where the Elliott forecasting indicator, it's forecasting that it will reach this point. So I suppose I will get this alarm hopefully as close to 1 p.m. as possible. And if it reaches this point here, I need to make a decision. I need to either wait, but what I usually do, if it gets really close to the in the money, I just close it and take a loss. So I could lose money on Amazon today. The reason why I did it is because Amazon has been a good performer this week. So I thought I could make a little more. I still think it's doable. At that point, I rely heavily on the indicator. That's why we need indicators, because science, this is all math. And when you trade, you don't want to think what's going to happen. You want to, nobody knows the future. Like, it's absolutely impossible to predict the future. But if you have an indicator that's forecasting in real time, it really sincerely helps selling options. My trading career has received a gigantic boost after I programmed these indicators in real time for TradingView. I still mentioned before that these indicators, I'm going to add some more calculations so they can include the volatility, and they should also include the pre-market and post-market. Like there's these indicators, I think I'm only going to improve with time, but for now, as we can see, they're very, very precise. Now the other trade that I wanted to show, BKNG, this one it's very weird. I just started it. I just saw this morning. We can check the volatility for that one. So the volatility is not that much. It's 24. Actually, it's pretty low volatility. But as you can see, we can lose $2,000 if it jumps to $1,800. Now, again, this game of options is absolutely not about how much can you lose. It's about knowing when it's possible that you lose. If it's possible that you lose money, then you just get out. You could lose $200, $300. Like, what matters in options is the sooner you get out, the better. But at the same time, you don't have to get out if you're gonna make money. So with this indicator here, it's gonna, I think this one paid us $187 today. So the Elliott forecast is, the Elliott indicator is forecasting a high of $1,785.31. So around here. So I think I'm about 80% sure this is gonna expire worthless. So far in this week, I think I hope we still haven't closed the market yet, but I hope this week the earnings will be roughly so I think this week we might have a total earnings of $1,256.32 with only one loser. I have no idea why Disney is a loser here, because Disney, I closed it for a lower price. I don't know, I'll have to check. I think Disney, maybe I still have Disney positions that haven't expired. So yeah, that's why. So Disney, I still have some other. Oh yeah, this is because this is an iron condor that expires in May. So this one I haven't sold, closed it yet. I think it's losing like $16 or something like that. Yeah, $22, but I'm still confident that this one will be a winner. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you guys are learning. I really do enjoy trading a lot and explaining a lot and doing all these videos. There are so many courses and expensive ways to teach how options work. At the end of the day, I want to do this video just to show, first and foremost, the tools that I use, how the software helps, how managing risk helps. Tesla keeps sounding an alarm, so I'm just going to show Tesla before I close the video. I have an alarm here when it closes this ray, which is essentially an imaginary line that I'm, here I'm 50% close, here I'm 70% close, and here I'm 100% close to expiring the money. So Tesla, it's a constant battle of people that want to sell it, people that want to buy it, people want to sell it, people want to buy it, and then it's been like that for the last 2 hours. So this indicator, the Elliott Wave intraday indicator, as you can see, it has a different sensitivity. So with this sensitivity specifically designed for intraday movements, as you can see, it showed us like how it's going to increase from 266. It brought up to 273. So this indicator is similar to the Hoffman indicator, which is based on price action. This indicator, however, is not based on price action. It's based on the Elliott Wave theory. But it's the same principle. Like, it's not supposed to be just one arrow that tells you. I'm not trying to put like one arrow here, one arrow here. I specifically designed this indicator to show exactly like price movement, essentially where is this going. It's not based on dojis like Hoffman does. It's based on like the zigzag pattern here that we see. You can change the sensitivity and everything. So here, I think it kind of started showing us problems, a lot of problems around here in the 273. We can see that it's having a lot of problems. Since we see all these indicators here, it's been having a lot of trouble going through this line. So I guess I'm gonna keep receiving alarms like a cowbell with Tesla, and I'm okay with that. More alarms means I'm getting close and close to expiration. So that's the video for today. I'm not that worried about this guy too much. I was worried a little bit here. We still have 2 hours and 12 minutes, so anything could happen. But again, these indicators are highly effective. They have a lot of math and a lot of time was taken into programming, and they're pretty reliable. I wouldn't say they're perfect, because sometimes things change suddenly during the day, and then at least at some point nobody can predict it. Again, the new version will be even more efficient, but I am showing how using these indicators helping trade with that confidence that you have, you have a real-time forecast. This is the only indicator that I know that exists in the market that can show me where the price is going. as opposed to having like a buy here, sell here. That doesn't tell me a lot. For options, that doesn't tell me pretty much anything. So yeah, that's the video for today. I haven't used the ODDS tool today, which I purchased at the beginning of this week. I also use the trade tools, which have a lot of probabilities, but overall, I hope I'm not gonna do a prediction for next Friday, as I promised. Like, we don't know what's going to happen, but what I can show you is what the Elliott indicator is forecasting. It's forecasting pretty much a bullish day on Monday. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to tell you where it's going to close. Yesterday, the prediction was that it would close 287.32, and right now it's closing at 288.31. So it's closing a little higher. It's still inside the range of the high and the low. So I would say it's the economy is growing. People really like the report, and then I would say there's a positive forecast for Monday. I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna tell exact values because I told you guys I'm not going to do it due to the fact that it's Friday and so many things could happen during the weekend. Anyway, thanks for watching our video. Thanks for watching how we're trading options. It's not simple to trade options, like, because there's so many. There's summary, risk side, there's performance, there's like so many. There's the Greeks, we have here the delta, theta, gamma, we have volatility, we have probabilities, and we have expiration. But through all these videos, I hope if anything is like too much information right now, too much numbers, please understand that at the end of the day, the only thing we're doing when we sell options is we are pretty much speculating. This is a game of speculating. This indicator was specifically designed to help you speculate, help you know where it's going. And with that indicator, it'll help you sell options, make money. And here's the proof that the indicator is extremely effective. And we're excited. We're excited to close the market today. Total earnings hopefully this week, $1,256.32. That's an extra money that you can get on top of your paycheck. So that's the reason why these indicators were developed and why I'm doing all these videos, just to explain how you can trade options and you need an edge, and you most definitely cannot trade options just by guessing. If I would turn off the indicator, I would be clueless. Like, I would have no idea how high or how low it could go. But with the indicator, it clearly shows that yes, it's growing, but it should only increase like another maybe $7, and that's the valuable information that we need. Thank you so much. Happy Friday. I hope you had a positive week in the market. I hope you made money. If you lose money, learn from your mistakes. It's horrible to lose money. Nobody likes it, but you can most definitely improve, program something, help, educate yourself, and make sure you have a positive week next week. Thank you so much, and have a happy weekend.